Hi, I'm Zane from GM-Trucks.com and welcome back. I'm sure you probably heard that the Chevy Silverado has recently gotten a fat stack of upgrades in the form of a half model year refresh. So you're probably watching this video because you're interested in what those new upgrades are and what kind of effect they're going to have on your daily driving experience. So thankfully for you, I've got this 22.5 Chevy Silverado LT Crew Cab here, and we're gonna go over the three biggest things that you're gonna notice about the refreshed Chevy Silverado if you're in the market to buy one or upgrade to one soon. So it's pretty easy to see that the biggest change to the new Silverado is the way it looks, specifically here on the front end, because Chevy hasn't changed much else. Under the skin, we've still got the same frame, suspension, most of the same engines, and all of the same mechanical workings from the last year have been untouched. Same with behind the driver's door and backwards for the styling. The rear of the Silverado, again, not much has changed for this new model refresh. But what has changed is this front end. And there's a number of things that I'd like to point out up here, starting with this large chrome accent grille that runs just below the hood. It's a new Chevy styling feature that complements the higher positioned bow tie on the front grille. Over here we've got some LED headlamps complemented by a brand new daytime running light that also serves as a turn signal. And then down here below those DRLs is the controversial air curtain vents that initially debuted in the 2019 refresh. But they're here still because they serve an important aerodynamic purpose, and that is to feed air from the front grille back to the wheels, making the vehicle a little bit more slippery and easier to go through the air, especially on the highway. But when you walk up to the exterior of the Silverado and the first thing you see is the new front end, when you get in the Silverado, you're definitely going to notice the new interior, and it is a gorgeous, marvelous thing to see. I know Silverado owners have been asking for a world-class interior for many, many years, and in 2022 and a half, Chevy has finally delivered. We've got a bevy of new materials and trim details that all make the new interior on the Silverado seem more luxurious than the prior model years. Soft touch plastic is everywhere. We've got a nice gray stitch along the dash panel. We've got this beautiful wood and metal trim details along the center line of the dash. The HVAC system controls have been relocated here below the infotainment system and have this nice glossy black trim. And then we have this in the middle of the dash, the brand new massive infotainment system that is powered by Google Android. So it is a little bit different than the infotainment systems we've had in the past, but largely laid out in the same way. And what I mean by different is that the navigation system inside of this is actually Google Maps, and you can sign into your Google account and you have a Play Store to download apps natively into the infotainment center, and it just acts a lot more like your personal cell phone that you may carry around than an infotainment system you would find in a car. And then over in front of the driver we have this beautiful fully digital gauge cluster that is really good at giving you a lot of information without distracting you from the road ahead. It's easy to browse through and get not only what radio station you're on, but driving directions and your phone, and even kind of change things up. There's in fact a few different layouts for the display. You can choose what basically fits your fancy, whether or not you want traditional classic round gauges or more angular gauges with a different style of information, or you can go completely digital, or even just a really clean display that only has the bare amount of information that you would want to see. Chevy has also gone and redone the door panels to add a little bit more wood and metal trim, and that's a really nice addition as well. Overall, this entire interior has seen a massive upgrade from the last year, and it's one of the more exciting parts of the 2022 and a half refresh that we're seeing on the Silverado. If you're like me, then the idea of a 4-cylinder engine in a full-size truck has never really been something that you could, easily digest. And so when I heard that the 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine was now the base engine in this truck, I really wanted to learn more. And thankfully for 2022 and a half, Chevy has engineered 20% more torque into this base 2.7 liter engine. And now it puts out a really exciting 310 horsepower and incredible 410 pound-feet of torque. And what makes that really incredible is that is more torque than Chevy's 5.3 liter V8 puts out, and almost as much torque as the 6.2 liter gas V8 and 3 liter Duramax diesel option. So being the base 4-cylinder engine really doesn't mean much when it is among the more powerful options that they have in the lineup. It is an exceptionally well-driving engine. This engine will deliver on 95% of the things that you will need it for on a daily basis: highway driving, light load hauling, fuel economy, plywood in the back, people in the rear seat. You can load this thing up and this will be an engine that can do it all. And even better yet, it's sewing machine smooth. It is perfectly quiet and just an overall really amazing base engine option for the brand new 2022 and a half Silverado. I've been driving this model's predecessor, the 2019 Silverado, for the past 3 years in a higher trim level and bigger engine, the 6.2 liter V8. And I've really got to say, this 2022 Silverado LT impresses the heck out of me. It's a great daily driver that fits 95% of the use cases that pickup truck owners are going to have on any given day, week, or month. And the improvements that Chevrolet has made really hit at the heart of what the 2019 model lacked, namely its interior. I really love those improvements. The massive Android Power infotainment screen, the full digital gauge cluster, they are all really big upgrades from last year's model. And I think if you're in the market for a new Silverado, you have not picked a better time to come in and see the latest and greatest that Chevrolet has to offer. Well, there you go. The 3 biggest changes that you're gonna find on the Silverado for the 22 and a half model year. I'm personally really excited that the Silverado finally has a world-class interior, a modern driver interface, and a super powerful base engine that is also extremely high tech. How cool is all that? And I think if you're in the market for a new Silverado right now, you are totally going to agree. Well, thanks for watching. I'm Zane from GM-Trucks.com, and I'll see you next time.